So here we are, and I'm coming to speak about my top 10 of my favorite albums of 2022. Of course, there are so many other albums that I would speak about them, but I decided to make only 3 videos that I spoke about 30 to 40 albums. So this is the last video with the top 10 of 2022 for me. So let's start. Number 10, I will place here Municipal Waste with this album Electrified Brain, came out this year, and this is one of the best of the most good albums of thrash metal and crossover inside this year. Municipal Waste, of course, they are even more crossover, but in this album you can find even more thrash influences than crossover thrash influences. In any case, this is a great album, so great, one of the best thrash releases of this year. You can see also the cover art is so perfect. Everything in this album is perfect. And now, in the 9th place, number 9, for me will come one album that for me it was a revelation. I didn't expect it. And I'm speaking about the last album of Soulfly. Soulfly, they came out, Max Cavalera with his son and the other members of the band of the current lineup. They came with this great album by the name Totem, Soulfly from Brazil, and I did expect it from Max Cavalera. I listen Soulfly and Sepultura even until these days, and Cavalera Conspiracy, all of these 3 bands. But this album is so great. It is so technical death metal than thrash metal or than groove metal. Of course, you can find the groove metal of Soulfly and the thrash metal elements, but even more you can find death metal and technical death metal elements in this album, and I indeed expected it. Right, also in the last album of them, they put some death metal elements, but here it was so great, Totem, and I did expect it that I will put an album of Soulfly in this high place in 2022. Now, 8th place, number 8, for me will come a band from United States that is a little bit underrated, and I'm speaking about the band. The name of the band is Fer de Lance, something like that, and the album the Hyperborean, something like that. Yeah, the name comes from Greek mythology. And this album is one of the best epic metal albums of the year. Epic metal with some doom elements, very close to Atlantean Context style. If you like Atlantean Context from Germany, you have to like also Fer de Lance. Great album from the beginning until the end. This was the number 8. So let's go to number 7. And now another great band of speed metal from Belgium. And I'm speaking about Evil Invaders. And in this year they make this great album by the name Saturn Reflection. I think that they are from Belgium and not from Holland. I'm not so sure. I think they are from Belgium. So Evil Invaders, they're so great. Also, specifically in this album, they are even more melodic. They have their speed metal elements, but also some melody in many parts, and it's going very well together. For me, also I found some wasp elements in some songs, some heavy metal elements. One of the best speed metal and heavy metal albums of the year. Number six, one album that it was controversial. Some people like it, some people hate it. So I'm speaking about the new album of Amon Amarth from Sweden, the Vikings from Sweden, the Great Hidden Army, with this great also cover art. And I liked it so much, so much. I liked also the last album of them, Berserker, but here also I like it so much. Great songs from the beginning to the end. Get in the Ring, the Great Hidden Army, Hate Run, Run. Odin owns you all. Find a way or make one. Great song. Dawn of Norsemen, Saxons and Vikings, of course, together with 3 members and Beef of Saxon in this song. The Severance Trail, again, even, let's say, every song here, great, one of the best Amon Amarth albums. And yes, I started to listen to Amon Amarth even from the beginning, even from the first album of them. And I like also the last albums of the band. For me, it was great, this album. Now, number 5, the 5th album. For me, and here we have a band from France. Also a little bit controversial black metal band, Deathspell Omega. Deathspell Omega, they came out with this album, The Long Defeat, in this year. And also, of course, I don't have to speak about Aspa, and I don't want to have any connection about the false ideas of Aspa. But here we have one of the best black metal albums of this year. Deathspell Omega, in all their albums of them, they know how to make it. Great album. Also the lyrics of the band, they are so esoterical, like always. Deathspell Omega, The Great Defeat. Now, in the 4th place, number 4, Summerlands. Summerlands, also from the United States. They came after 7 years from their last debut album. They came with this second album of them, Dream Killer. Wow. By Relapse. Yeah. Great album. They changed the singer, and even that I was so connected with the first singer of the first debut album. Also here the singer is great. The album is great, with also a very special cover art. Summerlands from United States. We have one of the best heavy metal bands and albums of this year. Some of the guys here also, they're in Eternal Champion. Okay, now 3rd place in the number 3. And here we come. Here we'll have the Halo Effect from Sweden. This is a band from Sweden, Days of the Lost. This is the name of the album. These guys, some guys of In Flames, some guys of Dark Tranquility. The singer also of Dark Tranquility here. And they made an album that is melodic Swedish, new wave of Swedish melodic death metal all the way. If you like In Flames, the first albums of In Flames, and if you like the first albums of Dark Tranquility, you have also to like this album. So many memories, so many good memories of these years of the 90s in this album. Great album all the way. Second place, number 2. And here we have also another band from Sweden, also a band that they have also lovers and also haters. And of course, if you understand, I'm speaking about Ghost. Ghost, they came out with this new fifth album of them, Impera. I spoke about this album also inside the year, and I love so much Ghost from the beginning until now. I liked also so much also the last album of them before Rita, and all their albums. All their albums for me, they are special. And yes, they are not exactly metal. Okay, they're not metal. They are, let's say, a call to rock, rock pop, influenced by metal. So what? So what? They have so catchy music. Here we have so great also songs. For example, Kesarion, Spillways, Call Me Little Sunshine, one of the great songs of the year. Also, Hunter's Moon, Water in the Sky was so power metal, especially Water in the Sky. 20s, also a very special song. Darkness at the Heart of My Love, despite respite on the Spitalfields, and so on and so on and so on. This album, it was also great, and for me comes in this second place, Ghost. And now, in the first place, number 1, one band from Italy that it is even more one man's band. And here we have Conquest. Conquest with this his second album of him, Time and Tyranny. Now, this guy is one guy from Italy. He came with his debut album before 2-3 years from now, and here we have the second album of him. He plays special heavy metal style that also has some common things with epic metal, but it's not exactly epic metal, not exactly power metal. Let's say great heavy metal with epic metal influences, with influences of heavy load from the great Sweden legends, Swedish legends, heavy load. Also in the beginning, the first opener, Relativity, is you can listen Running Wild influences in his music, but not only. Here we have, for me, the best metal album, heavy metal album, but metal album in general of this year. Yeah, Conquest, Time and Tyranny. Yeah, if I prefer it well, in Greek is tyranny. So, in any case, and this album came out from the Greek records No Remorse, like Riot City from Canada with Electric Elite. Okay, so great. For me, this is the best album of the year, in the first place of the top 10. So, from Israel and from Jerusalem, stay metal and stay heavy.